city. DC, that's where I'm from. 1130 podcast. Dre on wheels, he is the one. Let's get it. Yeah. Who with me? Let's get it. Yeah. No, with me. Yeah. I'm from the city. DC, that's where I'm from. Let's get it. 1130 podcast. Dre on wheels, he is the one.
He the one, nigga.
So let's breeze, baby.
He the one.
With me. So let's breeze.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Welcome back, you guys, to the 1130 podcast. What's good, everybody doing out there? Appreciate you guys joining me back here for a new episode of the podcast, man. Good morning, good night, good afternoon to all my listeners all across the world, man. It's Wednesday, so I appreciate you guys joining me back here. You know I'm pumped to be back here for another week of the 1130 podcast. You dig, man? Appreciate everybody who's joining me right now on EB Radio. Yes, man, it's going to be a great morning, man, with the 1130 podcast. And for everybody who's tuning in on YouTube, if you guys, man, are watching on YouTube, and if you're new to the channel, and if you're new tuning in to the 1130 podcast, hit that subscribe button down below. Yes, down below on YouTube. Hit that notification bell, smash it, yes, so you don't miss an episode. Like it, leave a comment, and share it so we can get the 1130 podcast up and out there even more. And also, you guys, man, don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, man, yo, I'm back here with another dope episode in the books, you guys. I got a great guest, you guys, lined up from the West Coast, you guys. Yes, she's coming to us from California. Yes, guys, California, you guys. She's a fitness model. She's an actress. She's a personal trainer. And she's the host, you guys, of Sparkle, of the Sparkle Show. Everything Sparkle on YouTube, man. She's going to be joining me in just a bit, you guys, to chop it up, man, and just talk, man, here on the 1130 podcast. But before we get to that, I want to shout out my guest who was on last week from the Dope Discussions with Erica podcast. I appreciate you, Erica Warren, for stopping past here. And shout out to my man Gator. I see you guys met each other, man. That's what's up. That is what's up. That's real cool. But man, we're gonna get into the show. It's gonna be a great one, you guys, man. But we're not gonna waste no time. We're gonna bring in Sparkle. Top it up with her. Sparkle, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm here in Cali. Where are you at?
I'm in DC.
You know, I went to DC right before the virus exploded, in the beginning of March, March 6th, March 7th last year. And it was cool. I mean, stuff was going on, and I can't even believe a week later, just everything shut down. But it was an interesting time to be in DC.
Yeah. DC's pretty cool. It's just been a whole lot of crazy stuff been going on here lately, though. You know, just with everything too. That was your only time coming here to DC? Have you been here multiple times?
Yes. So it's a very vivid memory. I went to all the museums. It was awesome. I absolutely loved it. I mean, prior to that, I didn't have a huge desire to go to DC. I don't know why, but I absolutely enjoyed it, and I'd go back for sure.
Okay, that's what's up. How did Cali treating you?
It's good. I mean, the weather here is better than DC, I gotta tell you that.
Yeah. I've never been to Cali. I'm trying to get over there. I know the weather is pretty good over there. It's pretty good, though. But how's life treating you?
I mean, it's good. It's busy. I'm always busy. I always have a million things going on. And people always think I'm from the East Coast because I live such a fast-paced life. So that's why I get along really well with East Coasters. I talk fast. I move fast. Everything's fast.
Okay, that's cool. Like you said, you're into a whole lot. You're fitness model, you're actress, personal trainer. We're going to get into all of that. How do you get to where you at right now?
Well, I'm Armenian. And there's a lot of Armenians here in Cali, and it's a rich culture here. And I honestly got into fitness by chance. I went to college. I studied English and philosophy. I actually had over 100 articles published by the time I was 20. It's actually really good at writing. So when I went to LA to write and everything, writers are poor, as I'm sure you know, it's super ass poor. So I was I need to get a job, and I like staying fit. So I'm I'll get a job at a gym. So I did. One thing led to another. I became a trainer. I got led by the best. I got Ori Hofmeckler took me in and taught me the warrior diet training, and it was intense. And I grew up in an era where we didn't have no one taught us weightlifting in school. You know what I mean? It's all conditioning training. No one taught us how to do everything. So I learned it later in life, I guess. Now kids are learning that, which is awesome. So it just kind of stuck with me. And that's what paid the bills. I've always been doing the entertaining life, but training paid the bills. Pretty much that simple.
Okay, so you was more so trying to be an entertainer and trying to be in the acting, the Hollywood world.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fitness and everything paid the bills.
And it's funny because I did the coolest thing. I wrote for this magazine called LA Splash. I got to interview Elton John. Badass, right? So you think I'd be rolling in the dough, and I got paid like nothing. Like all my money came from fitness. It's kind of funny and kind of weird and strange.
Well, you've been working with fitness for some time. You fell in love with it, like as it, part of your daily routine and daily life.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, now it's kind of like a drug. Stuff that I get that high going to the gym. What about you? Do you stay fit?
I mean, well, I try. I stay fit with the podcast here each and every week. That's about it, though. But most of the gyms are closed. So how are you handling that, though? Because I see a lot of people try to, build their own gyms wherever they at and stuff like that.
Surprisingly, it worked out. It hit me hard. The first 4 months, the virus started, everything happened, everything shut down. But then over time, it kind of worked out a little bit to my advantage because I was training at a gym. Here, when you train at gyms, you pay the owner manager a fee to train there. And so I was paying them, and now I was training people at their houses. So I was making the same money without that rent fee. So it kind of worked out. How things transform, I don't know, because I'll probably have to go back and train people in a gym. But yeah, I'm loving like training people without the rent. A lot of my clients are like, we don't want to wear a mask in the gym, just keep coming to our house. So it's good right now, but that's not going to last. Eventually I'll have to go back to the gym and, pay those high rent fees.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool. You've been doing your thing in fitness model. I love it though. You talked about how you placed the top 1% in the Nationals Fit competition last year. Can you tell my listeners and viewers about that?
Well, I was just shocked that, I mean, first of all, I just entered as a whatever. Everyone's like, you're in fitness, enter Miss Health and Fitness. I don't even do bodybuilding competitions. So I was like, whatever, but this is for money. I actually entered to raise money for my friend's son who had stage 4 cancer. So you won $20,000 if you won. So I actually started with that. It was an all in news here. It was really good. And I was a strong competitor. I made it to the top 1%, which was amazing. I mean, it doesn't get better than that, except I guess if you win. And we still raised money for him. So even though I didn't get the grand prize, I ended up paying out of pocket because I felt bad. I was like trailing him along. He was going through chemo and he was going on all these news outlets with me. So I ended up paying out of pocket, giving him money, and he got a lot of donations. The community came together. They were giving him, tickets to, those mystery houses, like all the whatever people can offer, they offered. Food. Everyone was trying to give Logan something, so it ended up being like such a win-win and so rewarding. So that was pretty cool.
That's what's up. That's really, really cool. You ain't have faith in yourself. You said you just kind of like just tried it out and just see where it went for you.
Yeah, and I didn't think it was going to even go that far until I kept winning. I kept going to like every level. People get eliminated every week. So when I kept going and going, I was like, wow, I might actually win this thing. And I mean, even though I didn't, like I said, the community came together and we raised some money. I mean, making the top 1% of a national competition was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I know, right? Being in the top 1%, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You're a personal trainer, you went for that, and now like you said, you're a fitness model. How did you get into, being in a fitness model?
So people will design clothes and they're like, well, you wear them, we'll pay you, you'll get the clothes. So who's going to say no to that? I'm like, cool. But then, it comes at me at all times. And, it's like, I'm not always, you're hard on yourself when you're in this industry. So you're like, well, am I in like fitness shape right now? But you always got to be ready. I mean, you got to get rid of that blow. You got to be ready to just like pretty much be half naked at all times.
Okay, I see some of your pictures and some of your model ones. I say, okay, she must stay fit, because the gym here that I got in my building, it been closed for some time. I tell myself every now and then I need to go down there and work out though. You've been, like I said, you've been a certified model for over a decade. How do you stay fit at the gyms? Because they closed now. Do you have your own gym?
They did open up here. You have to wear a mask in there. They were doing different things. They had where you were just outdoors at the gym. Then they opened to indoors recently. Before that, but yeah, I mean, I trained a boot camp for a few years. So I knew I had all the equipment, I have the ropes. I have a lot of things in my car actually. So if I get stopped by the cops, I have like ropes and all kinds of crazy stuff. And be like, what do you do with this stuff? It's like, I'm a trainer. You know what I mean? I always got it. I have a little car. I have a little sports car now, so like it's all in the trunk. I have these big heavy ropes in the trunk, so I'm always ready. Like I come prepared. I bring it all. I bring it to you. So people like that.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. You gotta stay ready. Though. You left him in the car though. That's a strange place though. But hey, hey, that's cool though. You gotta stay ready, and you are staying ready. You are in a TV series called Strange Files.
Right.
Yeah, it's a horror anthology. Can you tell my listeners about it though? Because I'm a big fan of horror movies and horror TV shows also.
Awesome. So they're all short films. So you can come in at any time. You don't have to watch from the beginning. Anytime it's like a new short film that doesn't correlate to the other. So initially I was brought on to host the show, but then I ended up doing a lot of the films that were in the show. So because I've been doing horror for a while, so then they'd be like, besides hosting, we want you to act in this and that. And we did this movie called Day of the Pig, which is getting a lot of like rave reviews, and it's pretty trippy. And I had like a Southern accent the whole time, which I got a lot of like applause for that I did good on that. And yeah, I mean, it's been going good. It's changed networks a few times. It's now on Fearflix, but it used to be on Avail TV. So it's going strong. I just shot another film for it called Dealings. And it's going to be pretty cool. You're going to see, it's going to be pretty gruesome. I do some pretty nasty stuff. So you might not want to watch it on a full stomach.
Okay, I'm interested in it. You know, like I said, I like horror movies though. Did it take you long to learn the Southern accent?
I actually did that pretty quickly. That was pretty cool. So for that one, for Day of the Pigs, and then this one, they wanted more East Coast for Dealings. And then I also did a werewolf movie for that as well. And that was pretty intense as well. Everything always just goes in this weird direction. And then I'm like, what am I doing? And it's just so crazy. And I'm actually going to film tomorrow for another one that's just also trippy. They're all so uniquely trippy. You're watching it and like, what the hell? I mean, you think these like directors need to get committed or something for writing this?
Do you prefer horror movies?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a sick and twisted mind to write and direct them, and I guess act in them.
Okay, what's your favorite horror movie?
Ooh, that's a good question. Of all time, I love The Ring. I love The Ring a lot, and I know people like think it's funny, but to me, the way she's like brushing her hair and she looks at you, I thought that woman was super creepy. I thought so many elements, the little girl. I mean, there were so many elements that was really creepy. What about you?
I mean, see, I can't say of all time. I got a lot of them. Man, oh man. I like the paranormal activity stuff. I like the haunting. I think it's a Haunting at the Hill House that's on Netflix. I really enjoy that. It's a bunch of them. A bunch of scary movies that I enjoy because I like the thriller aspect of it or whatnot. And kind of like you look towards the end, it was the son the whole time killing the whole family. But it's crazy though. But that's the stuff that I kind of like with horror movies though. What inspired you to start?
You see Get Out? I like that movie Get Out.
Oh yeah, I liked it. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That was trippy. I loved how it went in like a totally weird direction. That was probably my favorite like recent horror movie.
Yeah, I liked that one, because he needed to get out. He needed to get out real fast though. What inspired you to start acting?
I've actually been doing it forever, like since I was a teenager. From a small town in Cali, and then LA is like 3 hours away. So I was like, well, I'll do this. I got a shot. My first job was in the music video for Blink-182, All the Small Things. I was 16 years old. I got to see Travis Barker and everybody running around in like flesh tone panties. They're like practically naked. And it was awesome.
Hey, that's what's up. What keeps you motivated on a daily basis though, besides horror movies?
I just like want to inspire people and do some cool stuff. I mean, that's why I kind of started the Everything Sparkle show, because found out I had a knack for interviewing and it seemed cool. So I was like, why not try it? And over the past couple of years, me doing it, I got to meet some amazing people that are just like, wow, and amazing stories. I've told a lot of like mothers have lost like their children, whether it be like to suicide or a bathtub drowning, and they'll come and they'll unload on me. And it gets like intense, and it's like you don't even expect that when you start that, and then it just goes. Like I said, everything I start's just kind of like whatever, and then it just goes in like a direction that you're like committed at that point, because it's like, you know, like I entered a competition to win money for a kid with cancer. I started a show, but then we're like inspiring people. Like I just did a show on parental alienation. I didn't even know what that was. So I did the show, they educated me on it, and it was like, wow, this is what a lot of people I know go through. And I was reached out by like people all over the country were like, I went through that. My son was murdered because of it. I really had this woman that said her son was murdered because of parental alienation. She sent me all this stuff. And sure enough, he was, kidnapped by his ex-wife and her friends, and he was murdered. So.
That's interesting.
Does that ever happen to you?
No.
On your podcast?
Say the last part again.
Does that ever happen to you on this podcast? I'm sure you have some crazy stories too, where things go in a weird direction.
Well, I mean, I guess because here on the podcast, sometimes that, you know, the guests that I be getting sometimes be shy. You know, they might not be as blunt as maybe as you is, or they just be shy. They never even done it or whatnot. So they may share something, you know, off the wall, but normally, most of the time, no. So, and in my shows, on my podcast, I have a segment each and every week called the WTF moment, where I allow my guests come on and share like a crazy moment or whatever they experienced throughout the week or whatever. So, you know, so that's you know, in that part of the sense of the show, yeah, I kind of like have a guest, but it's usually either something on the internet, but I give them also the choice. Hey, it could be, you know, something just in general in life, you know, but like I said, most of the time they either shy. So no, not really. So
that's going to be fun. The WTF moment. So you must have heard some really fun stories with that. I can only imagine.
Yeah, I heard a couple of stories, you know, people who are just, you know, acting out, and people who, you know, don't wear a mask. That's like a couple of them. That's like most of them. People don't wear a mask, and the stories behind that one and the fights and everything. So a whole lot of WTF moments in the show, though. Speaking of your show, Everything Sparkle, and you be having some great guests on your show. You had a guest on who was on the Ellen show, Travis. He was in the band, and, you know, he was having a cool conversation with you, and just a lot of guests. And you were just talking about it. What made you, you know, start a podcast, and, you know, tell me about it.
I was often a guest on other podcasts for the fitness. There was a guest, like there was a small show called Central Valley Talk, was the umbrella that all these shows were under. So they used to keep coming, like calling me and asking me to be on it. And I would usually do a fitness segment. I made one of the hosts work out. I don't think he expected that. I'm like, I brought the weights. You know, I'm always prepared. So I whipped it out. I'm like, come on, let's work out. And eventually they're like, you know, you're so good at this. Why don't you have your own show? And they're like, okay. And they're like, what about fitness show? And I'm like, I can't do an episode every time about fitness. Like I like to do little things here and there. And if you like follow me on social media, you'll see me do like workouts and stuff. And I love that. But I didn't want a show just about me working out. It just seemed kind of like everybody was doing it. I don't even know how to direct that to make it interesting, you know? Mm-hmm. But I'm a good conversationalist. So I'm like, why don't I just do what I know I'm good at? Even though I'm good at working out, I didn't want to do a show on that. I was like, I know I'm good at like talking to people, and you know, so far it worked out. I would talk to people and they'd be like, that's a good question. You know, no one ever asked us that before. That's really good. So I saw, when I realized I had a knack for it, it was like, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. People think it's crazy, but like, I don't know if you're like a religious person, but I feel like I was supposed to by God, like God wanted me to do this show. And it sounds weird. It's just like, if you're like, what's your motivation? I mean, you know, this stuff costs money. You're not just rolling in the dough, because people are like, do you get paid for it? I'm like, by who? You're your own boss, you know? Like, I mean, you know, so they don't know, like, it takes so much. So there has to be something weird in you to want to do this. And mine was that I felt God wanted me to, like, it just kept on going in direction. Like, I have to keep doing this. I have to keep on doing it. I mean, just like you're like, you know.
Yeah, you're right. I believe that, everything happens, for a reason. And then God kept calling and saying, keep doing it. So I don't think it was a mistake. You're doing great at it. So keep doing it. And if you have any guests on your podcast, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. That is a really good question. Anybody at all? I mean, I probably wouldn't have Donald Trump on. I mean, that would be a kick in the pants. Can you imagine? I hope I wouldn't piss him off or something, because I know he gets a little snarky, but it would be pretty interesting. I think especially now would be great. It's better to get him now than when he was president, because he might unload a little bit more on some stuff. I just think that would be pretty entertaining if he goes there. Like, if it can go one of two ways. It could be a complete disaster and I get nothing out of him, or it could just go amazing and I can get some gold out of that. So it'd be pretty exciting.
Okay, what would you ask him though? What would kind of be the first question you would ask him?
I don't know about the first one, but I would definitely want to know, I would want to ask a lot of business questions, and then we would merge more into the political side, and then ask him what his relationship's like with Rosie O'Donnell now. That was kind of funny. Their banter's pretty fun. I'd want to bring up the enemies and kind of get them to be like, hey, what do you think of this person and that person? That'd be a little bit fun. What about you? Who's your favorite?
Well, I had that question asked before, so if I can have anyone on the podcast, it would probably actually be Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. So if I can have him on the podcast, that'll be actually cool. We'd probably take a shot of tequila, I don't drink all like that no more. So that'd be cool. But that'll be interesting though. You say you would ask Donald Trump some business questions. What, you trying to build your own hotel?
Well, I used to run a business, and it's I know a lot of different things. I probably want to ask him some insider tips, and just, how much of The Apprentice was even real. Because I've actually learned a lot from watching that show, a lot of just business things and how to handle everything. I kind of learned a lot of how to be a team player in situations by watching how they delegated tasks and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of good information on that. So I'd want to know some stuff on that. There's full of good. I wish he would have stuck to that, actually, because I missed that show. That was really beneficial, I think, for people in a business, just even as an employee, just working and figuring out, okay, you're good at that, you're good at this, let's all use our talents together. So that, like I said, it would be a serious turn at first before I go into the fun stuff.
Okay. Would you want to start you said you were in business, you had your business, you want to start a business again, or a new business?
Oh, probably not. Running a business is so much work. It was great. It was very lucrative for me, but I am a no-fail person. So I invested all of my time and energy into a business, and it was great where it was. I might do a different business one day, but it's just, you have to put your heart and soul, because I know what it takes. I'm probably going to say no. I'd want to be more on the sidelines of maybe something really good, but I wouldn't want to have another baby again and raise that and put all my time and energy into it. There comes, it ages you, you can't just never sleep and just always be on, that's kind of fun to work for people. I tell them a lot of times, I want the least amount of responsibility as possible. People look at me I'm yeah, I've been a boss. I know what it entails. I don't dream for that again.
Okay. What's next for Sparkle?
This show, I really want my show to grow into something, bigger. It keeps growing every day. I'm sure your podcast is, it keeps us motivated. So I really want to see it back. My acting is going pretty good. I've been doing a lot of stuff this year. I did a commercial yesterday. So that's in a positive direction. And one day I will write a book, because like I said, that was my original experience. I had all these articles published. So eventually I'm going to get into that more, and when I have time. But I have the talent, I have the writing talent, so I really should. But again, I like these careers that just are not it's so hard to make money without, it's a passion career, it's
Hey, you right about that. That's real true. But hey, Sparkle, sit tight. And for everybody who's listening on EB Radio and watching on YouTube, I'm going to take a quick break, you guys. So don't go nowhere, you guys. You're listening and you're watching it to the 1130 podcast. You dig?
Know it. Yeah, they gon' hate, but they ain't stopping this. I'ma keep making hits. Dre and Will, it ain't no copying. Was you sitting there on the carpet with a us. Yeah, we knew we had some.
Everyone has something to say, a story to tell. We make it easy to share yours. So let's talk.
Regardless of your podcast setup, hit record. And from there, whether your podcast reaches 10 people or 10 million, we can help you get heard wherever listeners are.
And who knows, maybe even quit your day job.
But no matter who hears you, it's about connecting and sharing something from your perspective.
It's about having a voice and using it without anything standing in your way. Say it all with Anchor.
But nigga, what it really cost you? If we grind from the bottom, then it feel more awesome. Awesome. Don't be scared of us. Just approach with caution. 1130 podcast, nigga, is you watching from the city? DC, that's where I'm from.
Welcome back, you guys, to the 1130 podcast here on EB Radio and YouTube. Appreciate you guys sticking with me throughout the break. I had my guest, you guys, from California this week, you guys, fitness model, actress, and a personal trainer, you guys, Sparkle. She's here joining me this week on the 1130 podcast. If you can tell your younger self something right now that, you can tell yourself, Dan, what would it be?
Not to listen to anybody. I mean, I feel like I was right all along, like from when I was a kid. Everything I thought, my vision, everything was good. Everyone tries to always tell you that you're wrong. And I would tell myself nothing is wrong. Everything is possible. Just stay on task. I think I got distracted a lot by, like I said, running a business, doing this and that. I would tell myself, you are so good at what you're doing. Just stay focused, stay on task, and don't listen to anybody. I mean, I think people get in their own head in their own way. And so I would definitely tell myself, you're right. Just go for it,
Yeah, you're right about that. That's exactly what I tell my younger self. Just don't really listen to nobody that try to take you down or, feed in negative words, and just keep going at it. Just don't stop and just keep going at it. So I believe that's probably what I would tell my younger self right now, though. So yeah, that'd
be cool if you got The Rock. I would watch that. I don't know. I think it'd be too starstruck to interview him though. He's so The Rock.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I have a whole lot of questions to ask my guy though. But yeah, I know a lot of people would tune in because I had a guest said just because they posted something on Twitter and they was just like and people started to retweet it. If you can have a guest on your show, just tag them in it and just see where it goes, because some people it worked out for some people. So he's a busy man. So hey, we all know where it goes. Hey, one day that'll be exciting.
I can see you doing it. I've heard he's a nice guy. I should reach out to him and be like,
Hey, you're right. You are right. I should. I heard he's a nice guy too. He is. But you guys, we're gonna move on here on the 1130 podcast. Sparkle, are you down to play a game?
Uh-oh. Do I get to keep my clothes on or what?
Yes.
This looks like some strict. I only have Diet Dr. Pepper in here. I mean, do I need to get some shots? What's going on?
No, you good. Dr. Pepper though. Okay, all right. We're gonna play a game, you guys, of Would You Rather. Are you down? You ready?
Oh my God, I play that all the time.
Okay, all right.
Oh, well, let's do it. That's
all
fine.
Right. Okay, all right. Would you rather spend the day with your favorite athlete or your favorite movie star?
Movie star.
Okay, who would it be?
God, I don't even know who my favorite. That's funny that you asked that. I'm not really sure who my favorite movie star is, but we'll get back to that one. By the end, I will figure out who it is and get back to you. But I know that I'm more into movies than like athletes. So that's why I said movie star so quickly.
Okay, cool, no problem. Would you rather have unlimited battery life on all your devices, or have free Wi-Fi wherever you go?
Probably battery life.
Yeah,
for sure.
Most definitely, I'm with the battery life though. You can kind of like connect the Wi-Fi wherever you go though, but you got some devices, especially some like mine though, when I'm always using it, always going dead fast. So that'll help. Would you rather to only be able to talk to your dog, or for your dog to be able to talk to you only for people to think you're nuts?
Oh, we'll go with the dog talking to me. That would be really fun. And people already think I'm nuts. So I'd be like, I want to know what the dog's thinking for sure.
Me too. I seen a whole lot of movies when I was little. Be like, hold on, wait a minute. I know dogs can talk. They bark, but I know they can talk. They can talk. Would you rather be in a zombie apocalypse or a robot apocalypse?
Robots.
Robots? Why robots though? I pick zombies though. Why robots?
Oh, because robots are more fun. I just think they're more fun. Zombies are so just like, they kind of annoy me. I've never been into zombies. I'm just like, I would just slap them around. I'm like, but robots are kind of, I can go toe to toe with a robot. I mean, if I could hook up with a zombie or a robot, I'd hook up with a robot too. I mean,
yeah, I was thinking more so if it was a robot apocalypse though. You got to do a whole lot more and much to kind of like get rid of a robot, you know, like I guess you gotta unhook the USB cord, I guess. I don't know.
Or it could be a battle of the wits, and that could be fun. And they have more brains than a zombie.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Would you rather spend a year entirely alone or a year without a home?
A year without a home.
A year without a home. Okay.
Yeah, isolation makes people go really nuts. So yeah.
Now you've been staying, focused or well with the whole pandemic.
Well, I had a show. I never felt like. I mean, luckily we were in the digital age, so no one was ever truly isolated. But I know that a year without people would do more damage than people would imagine. I mean, it just depends how long you've been by yourself and how crazy. But I don't want to go that nutty, so I would choose a year without a home. What about you?
I would say a year, probably alone, I guess. I mean, I ain't been a year alone. I mean, I would want a roof over my head. So, I can have alone time. I can still pick up the phone. I can still text, call people, FaceTime or whatever, whether I'm alone or not. Maybe that might be the year that I need to get my mind right, need to evaluate myself, maybe to get some things right or whatever like that, whatever the case may be. So I would rather a roof over my head to be able to where I can, at least take care of myself and, maybe be alone or whatever. So then when that year is up, then, hey, Sparkle, hey, what's goody? Hey, everybody, I'm back. Okay. Would you rather change the outcome of the last election or get to decide the outcome of the next election?
Probably get to decide the outcome of the next election because, it's already passed, or I think the next one for sure. Probably. I don't know. That is a tough one. That's a very good question, but probably definitely the next one. I think so.
Okay. Cool. I watched this show called Young Rock. I speak highly of Dwayne Johnson. And on the show, he talks about, and just in general, he talks about running for president. So if he's the next one, yeah, I'm right with you. I'd be choosing on the next one.
Oh, God, that would be so much fun to have The Rock as the president. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And he's married, he's dating an Armenian, so I think he'd like me to be like, hey.
Yeah, that'd be real cool. Would you rather drink sour milk or brush your teeth with soap?
Brush my teeth with soap. I probably have, honestly. Probably there was a dead enough toothpaste and I actually did that. I could totally see myself doing that.
Yeah, I can see that one. Or would you rather share an on-screen kiss with Leonardo DiCaprio or George Clooney?
George Clooney for sure.
Okay, George Clooney. Okay, cool.
I'm dating a guy that kind of looks like George Clooney, so I have to say that.
George Clooney it is. Would you rather be able to erase your own memories or be able to erase someone else's memories?
That's a really good question. Probably somebody else's. We have to keep our memories are our power. So I can go around being nice to people that are like, man, and you're like, hey, what's up? And they're gonna look at me like, so I think it would be kind of detrimental to erase my own.
Yeah, I don't want to erase my memories. You don't really want to erase no one else's though, but hey, if you A secret you don't want to get out, you can erase it for 5.
Oh yeah, I know. It could come in handy for sure.
Yeah, for real though. Last one. Would you rather be a tissue paper or a toilet paper?
Would I rather be? Well, I'd rather be tissue paper. I don't want to wipe anyone's ass.
Okay, I would rather be tissue paper too. You know, get to dry your hands off with and stuff like that. You don't want to be doing all that extra stuff though.
So for the movie star would either be like Robert De Niro or Clint Eastwood. I think them would be really fun to pick their brain. As far as we're going with living characters, I think that would be for sure one of them. Maybe Clint Eastwood, because he's probably not going to be alive for that much longer. So, and he probably has just amazing stories to tell.
Okay, cool. If I probably could pick a movie star brain besides probably The Rock, it'd probably be Denzel Washington.
Oh, he's awesome too. I mean, I love that movie, The Hurricane. I think that's such a powerful movie.
Yeah. The last movie that he had came out, I really like. I can't remember I think it was The Fence. The Fence. I believe it was really, really cool. So
I haven't seen that. I should see that. It came out like last year.
Actually, it didn't come out last year. It came out maybe 3 years ago.
I want to see that. Who else is in it? What's it about?
He's basically, a working father and stuff like that, and his son is living with him, and he wanted his son, go out and become a man, don't, rely on parents and stuff like that. But of course, like I was talking to my guest last week, no parent is perfect. And Denzel Washington, of course, is just raising his son, the best way he can. And of course, they, I think in the times, it's like maybe late 90s or whatever like that. So it's some time ago. So they got to, provide and work hard. And his wife was sick or something like that. So, the movie kind of like took place really in a home, and more so in the back where the fence was at. So, where he spent most of his time at, and basically, life lessons that he was trying to teach, to his son about, disrespect and respect and stuff like that. So I thought that one was a cool one. Denzel kind of like always bring out emotions in his movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, he does. He's definitely fascinating to watch for sure. I've never seen a bad job by him ever.
Yeah, never seen a bad one. But hey, you guys, this was an awesome episode. This was awesome to have Sparkle here for joining me here on the 1130 podcast. Before you go, any questions you have for me? Shout outs, anything you'd like to say?
Thank you for having me on your show. And then I'm going to watch this all the time. And then guys, watch Everything Sparkle. It's every Thursday at 4 p.m. East Pacific time. And then you guys just subscribe to the YouTube channel. And like I subscribe to yours, they don't realize, I think, the viewers, that it can become monetary the more they subscribe. So if people watch one episode, they better be like subscribing to the 1130 podcast. And then, same here. So just click subscribe.
Exactly, you guys. Go subscribe to the Sparkle Show and go check out Everything Sparkle. I really, really love it. Keep doing your thing. I appreciate you joining me this week on the 1130 podcast.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. Yo, Sparkle, I appreciate you joining me this week on the 1130 podcast. It was a smooth time, dope time, chopping it up with you this week on the 1130 podcast, man. I gotta, travel one day to California, of course, when everything clears up and everything get back to normal. California is one place that I would really love to be, is on the West Coast. So really would love to see how things go on over there. But dope time chatting it up with you, you guys, man. Go check out Everything Sparkle on YouTube. You guys go subscribe to it. It was a dope time chopping it up with you. Like I said, Sparkle, playing Would You Rather and everything, you guys, man. And just, getting to know you and everything. So keep kicking ass in the gym. Keep doing your thing. And yeah, man, 2021 is going to continue being my year, your year, and everybody else's year that claims it, man. But man, what a show, you guys. What a show. Before I head on out of here, you guys, man, we'll move on. And where do I even start, you guys, man? Where do I even start? I didn't forget you guys with the WTF moment, man, but where do I even start right now that's going on right now in the world, you guys? And I got this little bit of time right now before I leave you guys this week on the podcast. Man, my condolences go out to everybody, man, who lost their lives and throughout the tragic mass shootings, that we have seen and, heard throughout the year so far. It's just what, April? Like, come on, man. And with everything is just, hitting the fan so fast, and half of Americans already got the vaccine. That's what's up. And with the JJ, vaccine on hold now because of, the 6 people who got blood clots, and that's not doing no justice or favor for those who are, maybe sketchy up taking it, and stuff like that. But we all trying to get safe. We all trying to get back to our family and get back to the good times or whatever like that. So man, it's just, just really, really crazy times. And then right now, man, we got everything that's going on with the George Floyd trial and stuff like that. At any moment, you feel me, the verdict can be laid out. And man, you feel me, like last year, we were going through this same, spot, as a country, with, protests and unrest going on. It just seems like when it's going to stop. A CNN, a CNN guy said one thing, man, it's just police reform is not going to come until white people kids start to get killed. It is what it is. You got to throw the truth out there. It may hurt. It may hurt to some, but it just seems like each and every month, every day you look up is another black man getting killed. I think it was Dante Wright. He was just on the phone with his mom. And, he was trying to stay on the phone with her, but when she knew he didn't answer, right then, she just knew something was wrong. She just knew something was wrong, and no mother should have to go through that. But it seems though the cycle is just keep going on, just keeps repeating itself. It never lets up. It's just, how the hell you going to call the police on the police? You feel me? These guys are a union. These guys, they hold each other, hand by hand. I'm going to support you. You're a cop. So it's crazy what's going on right now, man. Like it really is. It really is. So I pray, that things gonna get better. With just everything. A lot of people want to get back out. Some people are traveling. That's good because hey, some people get sick. Being alone. One of the questions on the Would You Rather that Sparkle said, would you rather be a year alone or be a year without a home? And without, with a lot of people, been, this whole 13, 14 months, maybe alone and just isolated, wherever you at in the world, it's been very hard, especially on the young teenagers, who, feed off, that interaction with others and stuff like that. So, and being alone can be, very depressing and, challenging to some people, man. And I think a lot of people, man, is just, I don't even know where to start. Like I said, man, I don't even know where to start or where to even end with this. But hey, you got to end it though, man. But a crazy ass week. I want everybody to stay safe. I'm thankful. I'm grateful to bless you guys each and every week with the 1130 podcast here on EB Radio and YouTube, man. For real. Been an honor, man. Before I go, man, how you guys been digging the documentary out on YouTube, man? I've been getting some great reviews. I thank you, everyone who enjoyed it, who like it, who leave the comment, all that good stuff, man. I appreciate it so much, man. It means a lot to me. And I'm just trying to share my story, man, for real. Just be an inspiration to somebody else. I know as a person out there who in a wheelchair or maybe who on crutches or whatever, just feel like they can't do it. They don't have the strength or the power or the confidence to do it. Feel me? I didn't always have this confidence. I was talking to my fiance, she was asking me, when you felt confident, when you was like, okay, I'm in a wheelchair and this is just what it is. And really wasn't until probably like a couple of years ago, maybe like last year. So like, it starts with confidence. It's not nothing cocky or being anything like that. It's all about just believing in yourself. Once you believe in yourself, then hey, the sky is the limit, man. For real, the sky's the limit. And also, hey, God, man, and then give him all the glory. Hey, sky is the limit. For real, man. The sky's the limit. But before I go, you guys, man, it's time for the WTF moment of the week, you guys. And yes, man, the WTF moment. We're going to end the show, man, with this one right here. You guys, man, if you have, hey, yo, man, Florida, it just seems though every day is something going on in Florida. It just seems like Florida provides the best news. You feel me? I know all my podcasts, there's at least some who in Florida, man. They don't run out of no news, man. But you guys, WTF moment in Florida. It was a World War II veteran plane or whatever. Was supposed to be at a show, but some mechanical issues happened with the plane, and they had to do an emergency landing. But thank gosh that everything was, everybody was safe. But they landed at the beach, you guys, man. They landed at the beach in the water.
Breaking right now on Fox 35 News at 5, a fun-filled weekend at the Cocoa Beach Air Show takes a dangerous turn when a pilot is forced to make an emergency landing. That breaking story tops our webcast here on Fox35Orlando.com. Good evening and welcome. I'm Andrea Jackson. Fox 35's Stephanie Buffamonte joins us live from Brevard County with the very latest. Some scary moments, Stephanie.
Really scary, Andrea, and I want you to take a look. In the last 30 minutes, they have blocked off this part of the beach. That's because you can see the plane is still in the water here. We've seen some people near it. We don't know exactly what they're doing, but the plane is still in the water. Officials say that it landed a little bit farther back, and then the waves kind of pushed it to shore there. We're across from the Patrick Air Force Base in between Cocoa Beach and Satellite Beach. Now, there were people on the beach and in the water when this plane went down. Take a listen. Yeah, this plane was part of the Cocoa Beach Air Show, but due to a mechanical failure, the pilot had to make an emergency landing in the water. Now, like I said, there were people at the beach at the time, sitting on the sand and in the water. Some people tell me that they thought it was a stunt with the air show until they saw how close the plane was coming to the water. And that's when some people ran out of the water and to the shore, while others jumped into the water to try and help.
As we were coming out to get to him, he gave us the thumbs. He got the canopy open, gave us a thumbs up, and we asked him if he's okay, and he said he's fine, and he stood up.
Hit the water, everybody started screaming, and everybody started running in the water, and I almost ran over there too. I wanted to start helping him and everything, but yeah, it was kind of crazy. It was something to see once in a lifetime.
Crazy, man, for real. Hey, thank gosh everybody was safe, man. But WTF, man, Florida, just keep it coming, man. Just keep it coming. Think what? Last week was something. What was it, the lizard? You feel me? Trying to, get some snacks in the store. Now this week, it's a plane, making an emergency landing, at the beach, man. But WTF, man. Crazy, man. Hey, man, before I head on out of here, before I go, everybody stay safe, everybody stay blessed, man. For real, and give God the glory. Before I go, don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms, you guys. Follow me on Twitter at Dre on Wheels. Follow me on Instagram at the 1130 podcast. Like the 1130 podcast on Facebook. Subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to the 1130 podcast if you haven't already, you guys, on YouTube. You dig? And also, man, the 1130 podcast talk pro wrestling each and every Friday, you guys, where I talk my crap with wrestling. Yeah, dig? So join me, man, each and every Friday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You dig, man? It's the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. And you guys, man, if you would like to be a guest here on the podcast, email me. That's the 1130 podcast at gmail.com, you guys. Or just DM me on social media so we can work, man. You know how we get down, man, for real, you guys. What a show. This was an awesome show, you guys. All new episode of the documentary, man, coming this Sunday, you guys, on the 1130 podcast YouTube channel. But man, hey, if anybody got a problem with you, man, if anybody hating on you, tell them look themselves in the mirror, man. Tell them look at themselves in the mirror. Ain't nobody perfect, man. I'm going to leave it with that right there. And it's your man Dre, a.k.a. Dre on Wheels. And I'm out.
I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. 1130 podcast, Dre and Wilsey is the one. Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. Let's get it. 1130 podcast, Dre and Wilsey is the one.
He the one, nigga.
Let's get it,
baby. He the one.
Who with me?
So the breeze, baby.
Let's get it. You with me? Yeah, they gon' hate, but they ain't stopping this. I'ma keep making hits. Dre and Wills, you know it ain't no copying. Was you sitting there on the carpet with us? Yeah, we knew we had some options. We blessed, we ain't got them problems. Speak something that I gotta be honest. Told him he was gonna blow, and that's my promise. We too smart, and we leave with a heart. Then they come